inspiration. We know we're inspiration too to you, but you are more inspiration to us to share our knowledge and the way we do our things. And you know I'm a dumb cook. I dump left and right. But I have some recipes there. But today I would like to do the pea salad. You don't have any recipe for that, so just watch out. I usually use frozen peas and frozen corn because actually they are fresh frozen from the company, flash, flash frozen. And before we start, I would like to pray and ask the Lord's guidance for us. Our Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this moment that you have brought our guests over here safe. And we thank you for your guidance to us. And we thank you for Jesus who died for us on cross of Calvary. So all our sins will be purged out. Thank you so much. May you give us the wisdom and knowledge from above to share what we learn, to take care of our body. In Jesus' wonderful name, I pray. Thank you. Okay, I'm a dumb cook. So right now, I'm going to do my dumping. You have the peas in here. What I did is I just boiled water and then just put the frozen corn first and then the frozen peas and then took them out and strained them. And you can see it here. And we are going to put sweet onions. Who does not like onions? Is it too bad? And that is a lot of antioxidant in this onion, okay? And this is a fresh bell pepper. And it's high in vitamin, thank you. It's high in vitamin C. And also you can see the color rainbow. Look at that. See? We have this because and you can choose your dressing. Right now, this is Vegenaise. It's a vegan plant-based. And you can use this. And we're going to have at least, this is half a cup. And if you have some lemon juice or pineapple juice, you can do it also. See how colorful it is? Can you see it? Yay. And it's good. The more it stays, if you want to do this the night before, you can do it. And some of the people that are gluten-free, this is the good source of your protein. Peas are very high in your protein. And like at this time, a lot of science research is saying that plant kingdom gives you a lot more to prevent any of the diseases out there. Of course, there's a lot more. And this is your vegan plant-based cheese. Buy one, get one free in Publix right now. So we'll put this one, put a little bit. And you can also put some bacon bits in it. And that, well, there's a Plant Kingdom, plant-based bacon bits. I think I have it ready somewhere. Plant-based bacon bits might be in my car. Yeah, it's boiling. Okay, any question? So we have this, and you're going to taste this one later. You see how colorful it is? And easy. I like easy things that I dump. And the next one, until at this time we're dumping, as I've said, if there's only two of you, might as well use some, because some of the frozen ones I recommend because it is, you just flush. We're going to make some green beans casserole. typical Thanksgiving food. And I don't know if the pilgrimage has green beans long time ago. No? I think they have corn. That's why I put corn in the salad. So just put it in there and flush, boil it good and then strain it. Easy, huh? He said, why did we go there? Just opening up bags. Oh yeah, I'm just opening up bags. The bags are just being opened and you don't know how easy sometimes you can do things. Okay, we'll let it boil. Now, I am done with my dumping. What we are going to do is the gravy that we're going to put on top. You have the gravy recipe there. Thank you, Miss Brenda. And actually, there's also some other recipes there that was in the book. And you can try that at home. And so we'll have the gravy. You have 4 cups of water. I did 8 cups. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm not doing it. 1/2 cup of whole wheat, which because it's 1 cup that I put in. And chicken-like beef seasoning. I did a chicken-like. And Bragg's, I did not put, it says 2 tablespoons and times 2. I really didn't want to do any times 2 because I would rather have it lesser in salt and you can really take care of it. And you can put additional one rather than when it is salty, you cannot really take care of it. So you have the flour like that. This is whole wheat flour. And then put your chicken seasoning. I just did this recipe right now. And I really have not tried it. So you will be the one trying it. So you just put all those together and let it boil. You're just following my recipe. It's in there. And as I've said, it calls for 4 tablespoons, but I'm just putting 2 tablespoons of the Bragg's amino. So this is non-fermented soy sauce. So this one, we're just going to make it boil. Hopefully it boils quick. Because I'm looking at around 4 o'clock we can serve. Yeah, thank you so much. I got good assistants here. I will introduce to you guys later. And actually, he's one of my colleagues, and we really have worked together for a long time. How many years we know each other, Brenda? We don't know. I mean, our hair was still black when we get together. Now our hair, hers is not white. Mine is all white. So that's how, and she had helped us tremendously in the chief program over here. So it is really, I would say, a gift to you guys that she's here to demonstrate to you the turkey and dressing that is plant-based. So we'll do this. And this one has not boiled yet. Any questions so far? Yes, ma'am. It depends upon the servings that you get. Because the green beans, a 1/2 cup, will be really, I would say, only 5 grams of your carb with no fat, so it will be around 20 calories. Well, if you see that you have already eaten a lot more calories, just walk. The digestive walk, we call it digestive walk. Even with the people that has diabetes, it is an important, even without the diabetes, so important to have the digestive walk. That a lot of science has been saying that it is very good. It opens up the cellular functions of your cells. to put uh, the energy in, because if not, we'll just be floating around. So you're saying walk. Yeah, they just say walk. Even 5 minutes will mean a lot. 5 minutes back and forth. A lot of people said that I cannot walk. My knees are cracking. So mine also. But if you just go back and forth, and sometimes they said it's cold, man, you have a center table, go around here like a crazy person, just going around and around and around. Okay. Oh man, no wonder. I said, I'm doing this, and it's not even, it's in law. So, because if you stop this one, it might curdle on you. And no, and actually, this Thanksgiving Day, you really need to. I know some of the people will be eating more, but go for a little walk. See how much pie you have eaten, and my coworkers sometimes they say, "I in the world you can even look at that and does not even eat it." And I said, sometimes I taste a teeny little bit of. I just want to taste the cake that they have, and it's just a sliver. And I said, "How can you do that?" Well, I think of what it will do to my body. So just to think how it will go to your body, and so you can really just control yourself and have a you can make sure that you can have temperate in what you do. Okay, I think this one is getting longer. So let's go to your cranberry sauce. This one is easy. The relish. You have the cranberry sauce recipe there. I use the cranberry frozen and the apple shredded. I did not shred the apple. I just made it wedge and just cut it small because I know it's going to be cooked and it's going to dismantle. And the apple juice, I use a little bit of my orange juice. See, I use this. I was about to show this to you, but this one is getting longer. But it's easy. You just follow it. And the only thing I did not put is the cornstarch because look, it's thick already. You don't have that? Cranberry sauce. Oh, it's not there. I got some more. Thank you. This one's taking long. Yeah. I use the fresh cranberry. And can you see that on in the camera? Yes, that's why I did not put the cornstarch anymore. So, but it's up to you if you want to do the cornstarch. I did not want to do the cornstarch. Okay. Any question on that? I will use that in this. Uh-oh, here.
This is blank.
I'm sorry.
She just forgot the password. Okay, that's enough.
Okay. Okay, now I have a guest demonstrator also. We'll continue this as he does her butter. It was very good. Patsy is going to demonstrate the butter while I try to do this so you can have your eyes. One for her and one for me. Here, my dear. What I'm going to do this is just strain this beans and then put the gravy and put it in the oven. My dear, can he be seen? Okay. Here, my dear.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as soon as I get all this stuff over
I'm sorry.
This is the only top of it.
Okay, my dear. So if you really want this one that you can slice, you can put your cornstarch. But I battled a while ago. Am I going to put the cornstarch? No, I'm not going to put the cornstarch. So it will gel. It will gel with the cornstarch. You can slice it. This one we just gonna spoon for you. Okay. So I'll be out of your way. Okay. And this is Patsy. She used to sit down there, but she said she has a good butter recipe. Okay, come on in. So if you guys have good recipes, come on down.
Okay, I'm gonna make vegan butter. I've done this twice before. And it's 6 tablespoons of milk, and I've got everything cold because you want to keep it at like 55 degrees, and it sets up better that way. Oh, here's my spatula. I started to use yours. And it's almost frozen. But you just dump everything into your blender. This is almond milk, because that's what I use. But you can use any vegetarian milk that you want to use, a nut milk or... I've got almond milk in mine. And the same with the oil. You can use avocado. I was going to buy avocado oil because oh great, I ran out. Now I don't have enough milk.
You need some more milk?
Yeah, because I just
rinse it with little water.
rinse it. Okay, I can do that.
Rinse it with little water.
That won't hurt. Okay, that worked. It rinsed the layer off, but that'll be fine. Okay, and then we're using 1 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar. You can use lemon, but it doesn't taste quite as good. So everything's cold.
Which recipe? Is yours the handwritten one?
Yes, I know. I don't have my phone hooked up to my printer yet, so. Okay. So we did the vinegar, 1 1/4 cups of coconut oil. And this is the fractionated coconut oil, so it doesn't taste like coconut. And I actually, at the bottom of the recipe, I put where I got this. It was on YouTube. And I think her name is Miyoko. And she's Japanese, I think, yeah. But I get a lot of good recipes from her. And she has another good one on there that I haven't tried yet for butter. But this melts really good. It browns really well. And it does taste good. Okay, 3/4 cup of oil. Okay, come on. Why is this not opening? There it is. And I had to, no, 3/4 cup. So I'm just going to eyeball it and use a cup. That's fine. I thought it was a cup full. So this is, I'm just guesstimating here, 3/4 cup. Yeah, I put everything in there to get it really cold, except for the coconut oil. Okay, and, right, and the emulsifier is Aquafaba. Aquafaba is from the water from chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whichever you want to call it. They're both the same thing. You can use lecithin, but this works great. So,
I will emulsify that.
yeah. Okay. Let me stick all these back over here and get them out of the way. And then I'll move this over so I can pour it all out. Okay. And I also brought a thermometer so I can check that. You're also going to use, where did I put my teaspoon?
Right here.
No, that's the tablespoon, but that's okay, I can use, oh, here it is. I'll use this, that's wet. And you can use up to a teaspoon of salt. And I use the gray Celtic sea salt because I like that better.
It has more minerals though.
Yes, it has like 86, I think, something like
It's the
that.
best, it's the king of your salt.
And then for color, I just put a pinch, literally just a pinch of the turmeric in here for color. And that's not going to work. So there you go. That's the pinch. And I never did this before, so I apologize if I'm losing everybody here. Okay, so I did my salt. I did the aquafaba. Okay, now we're going to blend this. Oh, I might need my scoop.
And it's a scoop, baby.
Yeah. I think I got everything too cold. It's already, hey, it's all blended up. And it's frozen. So it's already cold. I guess I overdid it a little bit. But look at this.
Yes. It's
You
already.
want to take a little taste of that and see if it tastes like the other? I'll use you as a guinea pig here. Good?
The same.
Okay. Well, I got it too frozen, so it's solid now. But I have some already made that I'll put out that you
Very
can
good.
taste.
Thank you. It tastes
But-
good, really. And we have
But
homemade
this-
bread for you guys.
This is really frozen here, so I'm going to have to let it thaw out to do it over. Now, it's the other way usually. If it comes out and it's not mixed up, if it separates, you can take it out and stir it, or, because I made some before I came, and it separated. So I took it out and I just stirred it and put it back. Or if that doesn't work, you can put it back, put it in the freezer, let it get really cold, and then take it out and blend it again. But this is going to have to soften up, so I'm going to have to leave it sitting out. But it actually came out pretty good.
That is a pretty good butter. I tasted it a while ago.
And it spreads really well, and it browns well, it melts really good. You can use it in any recipe. But I didn't even need this because it's frozen already, so. And thank you all so much for being so patient with me.
Oh, thank you so much. That's new
And,
knowledge for me. And
This is so easy,
here's
though.
the finished product. It's very good.
I'm gonna take this over here.
It looks like butter. And it tastes good too. Yes.
Okay, Brenda.
This one, so just put it like
Huh?
that.
Sorry.
And then just while they wait a little bit. The next one will be the presenter is Brenda Lauder. Oh, this is hot coffee. Yeah. And you just put your gravy.
move my blender?
And chop.
You can just use one.
Turn it over. And a little bit more cornstarch. This is the time that I'm going to put a little bit more cornstarch. Sometimes when you have the recipe, you don't even know how it's going to turn out. And of course,
I'm just going to let this melt a little bit more and then I'll put it through, but take a taste of this.
okay. You can buy this from the store. Or just put a little bit of this and go. Well, yeah. Brenda wanted me to put cornstarch. I said, nah.
No, you said you needed it. So,
So, we'll just have that one. This is the only processed one that we have. Oh, it's all right. Okay, Brenda, go on.
All right, I'm doing the cheese ball. You got the recipe out there? Yes. Okay. We're using cashews, so I'm going to blend my cashews first because you need it real soft, okay? It says to put all of it in there and blend it together, but I always put my cashews in there and blend it up a little bit first. And the water is 3/4 of a cup. And I save a little bit water back, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And this is loud, so I like to blend it till you don't hear that crunching sound, okay? And we're using, am I in the right spot? We're using the silken tofu, okay? It's got to be the silken, not the hard one, okay? And this one you can just crunch it up. And you know tofu doesn't have any taste to it until you put the spices and stuff in it that to flavor it, okay? And okay, so I'm going to add all my ingredients now, which is the dried onions, nutrition yeast. Everybody knows what this is, right? The salt. No, that's garlic. Lemon juice. This is your cornstarch. On the cheese ball, you have to cook it. After you blend all this up, I'm going to cook it for a little while. And it takes a little bit of time to get it all. You cook it until it simmers. Okay, and this is the cornstarch, the nutrition yeast. It's hot. Yeah, this is still on. Okay, and the pimentas. I have a hard time saying that word. Pimentos, right? Okay, and I think I got everything in here. Yes. And I'm just going to blend it all up again. It's going to be noisy. I had my little spatulas, but I think Sis used them. See how yellow it looks? Mine's an old machine, so it makes a lot of noise. Okay. Now, once I get that done, I'm going to put it on the stove. Thank you. I don't think my burners are on yet.
No, they're all turned off.
Turn it on the medium.
Do you want it on?
See how it looks? Yeah, just medium. I don't want it on high or anything. Looks like cheese, don't it? And there's so many ways that we make different cheese. I make a cheese whiz that can go with macaroni and cheese. Remember, I kept a little water back. I know it's not going to get it all, but maybe a little bit of it. My machine is an old machine, so it makes a lot of noise. And you're just going to simmer this until you don't want to boil it, but you want to bring it close to a boil. So it takes a little while. Patsy, will you bring that out of the refrigerator for me? You got it. And she's going to show you the finished touch. I separate it, and I put walnuts on top of mine. And when we serve it, we'll have some crackers around it, and that's the way it looks. But you've got to make I take my little bowls and separate it, and it's good that if you can put them back in the fridge. And if you can make it the day ahead and let it set overnight, and yeah, and it takes a few minutes to get it up to a simmer. But we use them a lot for we're having a baby shower next week. We use it for that. Christmas parties and things. And it makes a nice appetizer before if you want to have something to eat before you fix the big meal. And I take if you wanted to make a big ball, you'll get a bigger bowl. But I take my bowl and cover it with saran wrap, and then I'll cover it up to put it in the fridge. And then when I take it out, I dump it over in the tray and then put my nuts on it. But you can use peanuts or pecans or walnuts. I prefer walnuts. And you see now it's not as thick, but when it cooks a little bit longer, it'll get thicker. And then when you put it in the refrigerator, it sets up pretty good.
I have a question about your tofu. Just tofu in general. I looked on my package and I see no expiration dates.
No.
There is one.
There is one. Let me go get one.
Usually it stays,
Here, I had one. What do you
it'll
put in
stay
the
good even past that date, as long as you've not opened it.
Not open, but I could
Yeah.
find one.
But I've kept it for 2 or 3 months past, and it was fine.
Just as long as it don't poop up or, yeah.
As long
Mhm.
as no air gets in it, it's
Mhm.
fine.
And can you take the mic off for you?
Are you ready for me to do it?
Yeah, take the mic.
Okay.
See, it's close to simmer now. If you can see that. And while it's a finishing, Brenda's gonna start with her. She's making their turkey roll.
Go show it to her.
There's best by December 21, 2021. Yeah, it's stamped.
Stamped
like
at the
that,
top.
at the top. It's very, but normally, even it's outdated, you can use it. As
That's
long
what
as
I was
there's a
telling them.
smell.
as long as no air has gotten in there and you haven't opened it. If you open it and don't use it all, you need to put it in a container and put water, cover it with water, and every couple of days change the water, and it'll last longer and it won't spoil.
And also, if you want to freeze it, freeze it. It changes the
The texture.
consistency and the texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of, like at least 5 of these in my freezer. And actually, right now we're baking it, so we're preparing for our Thanksgiving Sabbath in here. So you're most welcome to come.
I
I'm
need,
doing 2 things at the same
I
time.
need sponge.
Other people are in the kitchen. Okay, we just showed it. Thank you. See, I have 2 Brendas here. Brenda L. Brenda Garza. So, you're next.
Yep, I'm next. Okay, so Nanette and I've worked for a long time together. We're both dietitians, and I'm retired. She retired but went back to work.
They called me back.
I retired and they called me back, and finally I said, yeah, I'm done. That's it. But anyway, it's a great profession to be in. So we're going to do the stuffed turkey roll. And you can buy the tofurkey. You've probably seen it in the grocery store, and they stuff it. I like the homemade one better, but of course the one you buy in the store's quicker if you don't want to go through the hassle of making it. So today what I've done just to expedite and make things, I didn't know what our time limit was going to be. I use the Pepperidge Farm cornbread and the herb seasoning, herb seasoned classic stuffing. So I used both of these, and I do half and half on them. So I did, your recipe says 2 cups of each. Well, I am making half of a recipe today to show you because I made so much this past week. And this goes in the freezer really well, so even if you have it left over. But my freezers are overflowing, so I didn't want any more stuff in my freezers. So anyway, I made the dressing. All you do is you combine the stuffing mixes in a bowl, put them separate, and then put everything. I start out with the broth, the onion, the celery, the olive oil, and I put it in a large saucepan and bring it to a boil. And then I will simmer it on a slow boil until the onions and celery are soft, and it takes about 10 minutes. And then you add the remaining ingredients and simmer that for about 5 minutes. And then I add the stuffing, and this is what it looks like. And the reason I did it ahead is it needs to be cool when you handle it, because otherwise you'll burn your hands. And I didn't think we would have enough time for it to cool off here. So anyway, so I recommend you make the stuffing first, let it sit for about 30 minutes. Sometimes I let it sit for an hour. I just put a lid on it because if you don't, it'll dry out on the top. I put a lid on it and just let it stay in the pot. And then in about 30 minutes, by the time I've gathered everything together to do the outer roll, it's getting cool. So the outer roll is made, how many of you are familiar with gluten flour? Vital gluten flour. Okay, I don't know where you can get it here.
Sometimes in Publix, there's little box of Vital Wheat.
Yeah, they don't have it in Sebring, so I didn't know if they have it here.
Sometimes in the Food for Thought, they
You
have
can
Vital-
get it at Food for Thought, but you pay an enormous price for it. It's very expensive there. So you can order it online. Usually I order it from our Adventist Book Center that comes down about once a month, and it's a lot cheaper. But I don't know, does the Express, ABC Express, does it come here once a month to Lake Placid to deliver? No, just Avon Park. Okay. But anyway, so I'm making, like I said, a half of a recipe. So we've made the stuffing, we're letting it sit. So now the turkey outer roll. So here, put the Vital Wheat gluten in here. And I was out of rice flour, so I decided to use potato flour this time. You just want something starchy because the gluten does not have any starch. That is the protein part of the wheat that has been separated from the bran and the endosperm, which is going to have more of your starch. So you want some starch, otherwise it's going to be really tough. So just put the starch in there and mix that up, and then I just let that sit. And so actually I'm doing this a little bit different than the directions say, because normally in the blender I would put the water and the cashew nuts. And by the way, when you buy cashew nuts, and I don't know about, I don't know if Publix here has the raw ones, but Avon Park and probably the Sebring Walmart, they have the raw cashew nuts that you can buy. I usually get them at Costco because they're cheaper. Anybody here go to Costco? But they're cheaper, much cheaper if you go there. But anyway, so when you get cashew nuts, it's a good idea to wash them well, because especially if they're not the really fancy ones, they tend to be very dirty. In fact, if I buy cashew pieces somewhere at a different store, I will boil them, and there's scum that will literally come up off of them, because when they harvest cashew nuts, they're not always real sanitary in the way they do it. But when you get the ones that when I buy the ones at Walmart that are whole, and I buy the ones at Costco, I just rinse them off because I found if I boil those, nothing really comes up. It's fine. They're nice and clean. But I've had some that looked really gross, and it was like, I don't know if I even want to use these. But anyway, so I would always rinse cashew nuts, and you can soak them for a little bit. And the reason we use cashews quite a bit in recipes is it's a soft nut. And so it's very creamy. It kind of takes the place of cream or the milk that you're using in different recipes. And so it works great. But if you put them in hot water, just let them soak for 30 minutes before, or I've soaked them overnight. You can do that. And so if they're dirty, then the dirt will come off of them. But I know that some people have told me they got sick with cashew nuts, and I said, that's probably because you have not cleaned them. So, but when you buy the whole fancy ones, they're usually pretty good. You don't usually have a problem with those. You can also use roasted cashews, but it's going to have a little different flavor. Of course, the roasting usually gives a good flavor, but you can use those too. So anyway, we've got the Vital Wheat gluten here, and this our starch, which is I'm using potato flour in this one. And I'm saying I'm making half of a recipe. So before I progress with, I'm going to put my dry ingredients in here. Normally, like I said, I would put these in the blender with the cashew nuts, but I just decided you can do it this way. You don't have to do it like that. So I've got my chicken style seasoning and my salt and onion powder and garlic powder here. And how many are familiar with nutritional yeast flakes? Most of you? Okay. Okay, so nutritional yeast flakes, they always give everything a great flavor. So I love nutritional yeast flakes. And for people who are concerned that, especially if they're plant-based, they're vegan, they say, oh, you need to make sure you have B12 in your diet. Nutritional yeast flakes have B12 added. And so, but they give things a cheesy flavor, which is really nice. I'm just putting that in there. So now before I add the liquid, once you add the liquid to this, you need to act pretty fast, because if you let this sit, the gluten will kind of grow and get stickier and stickier. So let's see. Oh, it's right here. I've kind of learned by doing this so many times how much I'm going to need on this. So you put your foil down first, and then parchment paper. Okay, how many of you use parchment paper? It's wonderful. I said the best invention since sliced bread. It's wonderful. Yeah, great. I use it for just about everything. So I've got this ready. And another thing, I have this cloth here. If you put this cloth underneath, it won't slide when you start to press it out. So now we're going to add the liquid to this. And how many of you here have worked with gluten flour before? Okay, all right. So this sets up pretty fast. You store it in, and it's going to get firm pretty fast. Can you see it on the camera? Okay. I'll stir it with the spoon until the major part, and then I'm going to just knead it with my hands. Now, one thing that works really good anytime you're making sticky stuff is to use gloves, because then it won't stick to you. So this is pretty good right now. So you can see it. If you could feel this, it would feel like bread dough. You know, it's just very easy. But if you leave it long, it's not going to be quite as easy to roll out. So have my nice little roller here. I've had this thing forever, but you can use a rolling pin. You can use a glass jar, or anything to roll it. So roll it into a rectangle. And this recipe, like I said, it makes 2 of these. And so usually when I make them, I'll make several, stick them in the freezer, because it does take a little more time to do this, but it's worth it in the end, I think. By the way, while I'm doing this, I just wanted to tell all of you, I'm giving an advertisement now. My granddaughter's sitting over here, Katie, and she just finished spending a year in Norway and Honduras as at a mission school. And now we, as the young people of our church, we're getting ready to take them to something called Generation of Youth for Christ. And we're going to be doing that. It's during the Christmas break, so that the kids don't miss any school with it. And we are taking donations. So if you feel so inclined to give a donation to our group, they've been doing fundraisers to raise money for that, then I'm sure they would appreciate it. So, okay, so what you want to do with this is, when you put this in the middle, I should have made this a little longer. Oh well, I think I better turn it this way. When you put it in the middle, you just want to make sure that when you bring it together, it will meet, so that all your dressing doesn't fall out when you cook it. So, okay, so and you can use any kind of dressing you want to with this. If you want to make your own, you can just put your breadcrumbs in the oven and cut them up, and then you can grind them up and use them for this. So that's just about, this was a half of a recipe, so I had that much left. I probably could put it on here. Let me see if it'll, yeah, it'll work. We'll get it there. So, then you pull this and you can see how you want it to meet halfway. So when you pull these two sides together and do this, you can see that it's actually meeting. So flip it over. And then pull this together with it. I like to use a parchment paper because the aluminum foil, I don't like it next to the food. So, but it just makes it easier. So then you put this in the oven at 325 for an hour and a half. And I'll show you what the end product is. Let me show them this one. Okay, this is the one where if we get it out of the when you open it up, I had already opened this one. And I'd actually trimmed the ends off of it to make it look really good. So here you've got, it's kind of brown here. Okay, so, and you can see the stuffing in the middle there. You can also put cranberries in it to make it more festive. You could use whole grains. You could use a lot of different things in there. And another thing that I did today, just to show you if you want to be a little more creative, is I put puff pastry. Yeah.
Can you use flaxseed instead of gluten flour?
No.
Brown flaxseed?
No. Are you gluten free?
No, but I've been afraid.
I have found a recipe where you use, I think I might be able to figure out how to do it gluten free, but I just found that recipe recently, so I haven't had a chance to experiment with it. This is one thing that is, it's really difficult with the things that have the gluten or the seitan, as they call it, because you don't have, that gluten is what sticks together, makes it hold together. Yeah, my daughter has a problem with that too, so we have to be careful with her. But good question. But anyway, this is one I put puff pastry on. And it did look better when it came out of the oven, but I did it this morning. So anyway, yeah, you can show it. And so what I did was I cut it, and then it's been in the oven, and I put a little gravy on top. Ta-da! Can you see it? Woo. Okay. Thank you, Miss Brenda.
And now the next one is Jessica. She made the dessert. Jessica, where are you?
She's right here.
Demonstrate it. We're just going to let you know what she did when you just did it. She's one of the best cooks too. I think I still remember how many pans. So.
This is dirty, I think.
Yeah.
What you think? Oh, there you go.
So I make yam. Nanette wants me to make pumpkin, but I don't like pumpkin, so I just make the yam. So anyhow, yeah, just dump them also. So 4 cans of 40 ounces of yam, and cinnamon. I think because that 4 cans, when I tasted it, I think I need 2 tablespoons of cinnamons, and then I think half a cup of brown sugar because the yam is already sweet. And then 1.5, just 1 1/4 of the butter. I can't believe it's not butter. And that's it. I just mix, mix, mix. I was supposed to put some, what do you call this? The white thing, marshmallows. But I know that Brenda said that sometimes the marshmallows are what? Made of the marshmallows.
They have pork
Lard.
in the cartilage of the pork in them. But you can get vegan ones. You have to order them online or go to the health food store and get them.
So there you are. So, huh? Marshmallows? You can make your own? Oh, that's a good idea. But anyhow, so that's it. And I just bake it 350 for, I think, 25, 30 minutes. And this, voila. And they taste good.
Thank you.
She's doing something at the back.
Did I make it to 4 o'clock? Yay. Thank you very much to my people that had helped me out. And now is the time for you guys to taste it. And before that, while we fix this, is I want you to write your name. We're going to have raffles. My little sister here. The bread is pure whole wheat, and we bake it homemade. But we can put bacon there. Would you like me to sprinkle some bacon over on this salad? Yeah, please, yeah. Usually this one bake at 350, but I was doing something a while ago and I forgot it. So it's a little bit toasted.
Anything else? Might need another one on there. Over here by
Like that, and just leave the label now. There you go.
Put your name and we're going to put it in the box. And the oven is hot, guys, okay? Thank you. Shelly, where are our gifts? Okay. Relish, okay. Near your turkey, right? Don't know if I'm going to put bacon in that one on top.
oh, bacon bits.
Yeah, the bacon bits.
Just come up by the table and we'll thank everybody for watching, and then we can cut the stream.
Thank you everyone for watching, and we have this. We have the homemade bread, the homemade plant-based butter, and the plant-based turkey and dressing, relish, fresh relish, and green beans casserole and pea salad with corn and cheese balls. And thank you for watching the one online. Thank you very much.